Hello, it's me, LHMusic, and you know what that means. It's time for what do we learn for this week. About what do we learn for this week about, you guessed it, yeah, last Sundays, you guessed it, Freedom UFC 250. It's going to be huge, spectacular about all the fights and cage fights or anything else can be civilized. But there is something going on with this assassination plot. You guessed it, UFC Freedom 250 inside the south lawn of the White House. And this guy, yeah, that's right, Abraham Alvarez from Omaha, Nebraska. And Nicky's a legal immigrant from Mexico, and that's why he got arrested about this one. And the other four people are arrested for, you guessed it, all the drones and the snipers and all that. Well, it can be civilized about this one, so you just addressed us. Anyways, so that can be obvious about this one. Okay, now here's my observation about MLB Pride Night, about Bible scripture, about these Christian players, San Francisco Giants and all that stuff. So that's why everybody learns about this one. But what about the Knicks? That means the Knicks beating San Francisco. No, not San. Oh yeah, San Antonio. San Antonio Spurs last weekend. And why? Because they got the first champions. All that stuff, and you just don't want to know about this one because they made a huge ticker tape parade in New York City. And whatever happens to fire trucks or anything else civilized, well, I guess you have no clue whatsoever. Okay, World Cup fans out there, all the 16 games for soccer in New York, and so is Rome and all that stuff. But all the fans in Scotland, from Scotland, drinking Boston Dry or go to Waffle House or anything else can be civilized. But I'll tell you one thing is England's World Cup puts Christians first, Christian faith first. So that can be civilized. But what about CNN? Yeah, hope I don't know why, because all this crap about Ted Turner's memorial ceremony. Yeah, you'd think it's so smart about this one, but Ted Turner, yeah, he does all the crazy work from CNN, and so is TBS and all that stuff, and you have no idea whatsoever about this one. So you just address me about this first one. So. And by the way, finally, what do we learn? Well, how many years about resurrection? Did you go to? Yeah, everybody's going to church on the resurrection, like I do. But who knows? Can be civilized. But here's the thing: is that I gotta show you something. If it is in my bag or anything else can be civilized about this one, and it's not this one. Time out, please. I gotta find my inserts, bulletin inserts, and it's on the table. Oh, there it is. See, here's my observation. Because last Sunday, this one. So how many? Guess. Take a huge guess. I bet it's 40 years of my church at 30th and Belvedere, and it's gonna be a huge, successful thing because it was a blast. Last Sunday is gonna be, yeah, that's right, Bishop's visitation, and that's why celebrating 40 years of resurrection from 1986 to this year 2026. So who knows? I think that Bishop Barker says, oh gosh, a wonderful sermon according to Matthew chapter 9, and rededicated to this church service at 30th and Belvedere. So who knows can be civilized. And I got this bookmark. I just want to show you something. Take a look at this. Mm-hmm. It's gonna be Resurrection. Yes, a bookmark. It commemorates 40 years of this one church service about this one, and I'm gonna read it just a little bit because we were born out of unification of two separated Omaha parishes. One is St. Philip's, a deacon. It could be a black historical church, Episcopal church. And so it's St. John's, could be a all white congregation in North Omaha. And when you put these two churches together, known as Church of the Resurrection, began a blending of two distinct church families, with each with a long and proud history of ministry to the people of North Omaha. Yeah, so it's the Diocese of Nebraska. And that means June 6th. Take us back in time, if I could. Yes, you see that? This is what happens. Because 40 years later, we continue this ministry about this one. So it's the Benedictine way and all that. So who knows, could be civilized. But in meanwhile, it was a blast. You can tell the people who knows resurrection so much, and old friends and new friends making each other's lives better. Who knows who's the wise? And the sermon, and so is me and Noah did more than wonderful as an offertory anthem. Then my choir sings my tribute as a communion offertory anthem. So it's gonna be it's huge blast. And last but not least, because after church service is over with, downstairs potluck, and I cannot believe my eyes and ears. I bet Reverend Tony does smoke turkey and pulled pork, whatever it is. Trust us. And all the fixings, it was wonderful. And with some slideshows and all that stuff, and it's gonna be wonderful. So that's part of it because Bishop Barker says we are resurrection, and I couldn't be more proud of than everyone else. Because when the next 40 years has passed, next 40 years, well, you do the same. Could be civilized. Who knows? Anyways, anyways, happy 40th anniversary to my church, Church of the Resurrection. Could be more proud as always. Anyways, that's it. We're almost out of time because we gotta get out of here. That's what we learned for today. But don't forget to Facebook and follow LH Music on my social media websites, from Facebook to Parlor, and you know my username LH Music Time. And I did download and publish. It could be scheduling at midnight. That could be a second season of this first installment of, you guessed it, all new Friday Night Blaze Nation summer podcast from Angels of Productions. Talks about Juneteenth, and I did record this last weekend at Do Space Podcast Studios, so it's gonna be huge. And in the meantime, you could download it and listen to it on the iHeartRadio app, all the way up to Apple Podcast and podcast distributors out there. So who knows? Give us a less. Anyways, don't forget to check my website, lhmusicsworld.weebly.com. So it's my Facebook page as well, every Monday through Thursday, from politics to pop culture. And next Wednesday could be a 1 hour show because you're inside my world for LH Music's World Wednesdays. Because I'll be at Do Space Podcast Studios next Wednesday, you know what I'm talking about. From yes, the 4:30 to 5:30. 1 hour. That's all. From YouTube. And it's gonna be huge. Anyways, I gotta get out of here, and it's been fun, but I gotta go. But come back again next Thursday for no installment of what do we learn for this week. So it can be civilized about this one. And don't forget, not next Thursday, but following Thursday, we're off for this 4th of July weekend and celebrating America's 250th anniversary. So it's going to be huge. But, anyways, I'll see you next Thursday from YouTube Studios for what do we learn for this week. And I'm signing off from LH Music. Go with God's blessings. We salute all of you, America, out there. Take care. See ya. Bye bye.